We're on.
Yeah, we're on. Yeah, so we got early visitor. They just walk from the main road up to here.
It's funny, you know, some people, a few people say, why does it seem like we have all girls on our program? And it may look like that. It's not really true. We have, but we only have about 7 boys.
7.
8 maybe.
7.
7. Okay.
We got 4 boys before. I think I dropped 4 boys. Yeah, because I find out that the 2 boys use the money that I give every month for cockpit. What do you call that? Gambling.
Watching cocks fighting.
Yeah, and then gambling, and then cigarette. You know. So it's,
we're really getting to why we seem to have mostly girls. It's the girls that come and ask for help. This girl that we've just interviewed now, she came from the island. She's been here. This is the 2nd time she's been, but it's many times that she has messaged Beth. Every week she's been messaging Beth, asking to be on our program. And when we finally see her face to face, she is bright, good English, intelligent, an average mark of 94. Something I would have dreamed of when I was her age. And she's going to be entering mid-year into first year college. We want college students. We want to be able to see a result. We want to be able to see people graduate.
Yeah,
because
if you're following our videos before, we got 100. We give allowance every month for around 100 to 150 kids, you know, and then we just realize it's a kind of try and error, you know. So and then we find out later on that they just use the money to buy food after we give the allowance, you know. So it's just kind of there's no directions at all, you know. So until we got 2 students which is in high school, so we dropped the small ones, you know, because it's kind that we don't have a directions at all on our education program. So now we got college now, and in fact we got one that will take the bar exam on next month, June 13, 14 and 15 on criminology, you know. So we hope by August we get the result and it will be positive, you know. Everybody praying, because the success of our student is also it's kind of fulfillment to us, you know, when we see the result, when we see the outcome, you know. So we always follow up their grades, you know. So right, like we got the nursing student and the grades is a bit, you know, it's a bit disappointed grade. And then we got also accountancy that gave us a grade last night, you know. But we are proud, you know, because we saw how hard it is, and we saw that they're doing their job, they're doing their best, you know. It just happened that they're still trying to adjust on the limited face-to-face class, they're trying to adjust on the online class, you know. So we understand on that.
Well, let's face it, education the last 2 years has been a complete fiasco. It's been a mess. So very, very hard on these kids who are trying to get an education. So we're not, yes, we're demanding on that we would want our students to be high achievers, because we want to validate, we want to encourage, to support the high achievers, because they deserve it. They've been working very hard. Imagine how hard it must have been for that student that we've just interviewed to maintain an average of 94. She had to work harder. Her English was excellent, and she was bright, good eye-to-eye contact, just everything good about her. And so we stretched it yet again to include her. Doesn't that make her 53 now?
Yeah. Because we already closed we said that, we will not accept
Closed it
students.
at 50, didn't we?
Yeah, we said we will not accept the students because we wanted the third year, the second year to graduate first, because we got a lot, I think 5 that are third year college now, so we said, we will not accept. And there's one boy, right? There's one boy that's messaging, and then I said, no, I will not accept it. And then he's continue messaging, right? No, I will not accept it. And then Abraham, I said, good morning, Mr. and Mrs. Martin,
He just didn't give up. So
and then, and then I said, no, we're not accepting right now, and then he messaged one time, he messaged, and then one of her girlfriend who is part of our education program messaged.
Not one of his girlfriends. His girlfriend.
Yeah, his girlfriend. His girlfriend, who is one of our education part of our education
She
program.
got the one in the wrong place there.
Message also, so said, explain the situation. So what I did, I accepted it. I accepted it because I'm annoying, But later on, I find out that he is not really not enrolled yet, but he can enroll that time. He can follow the enrollment. It's already midterm. So the girlfriend enrolled him, and now she's already enrolled, although he is late. And then we just found out also that his tuition is not being paid, right? The previous tuition, so we need to pay, so we just find out that he really need the support. So I said to the girlfriend, oh, your boyfriend really need the support. She said, yes, ate, he really need it. And then we said, oh, that's our last. And then we find there's one recommendations from the police that's saying about the situations of the 4 kids lost their parents, both lost their mother and father, and they live together. They just been the one to stand as the mother and the father, the eldest. So here we are. We said, okay, we add on her. This is the last, right? And then, and then there's one there in the house, and then he said, oh, this is the last,
It's just very, very difficult to say no, because the kids that are approaching us for help, they're really determined to get a good education, and they have to be encouraged in that. They just have to. But just to get onto that little point that one of the police officers who we partner with the PNP a lot in as many projects as we possibly can. So usually they come along and help us at least do the painting, although they've helped with heavier work than that. But anyway, one of the officers asked one of our student volunteers, why do Terence and Beth always seem to have girls? Well, it's not true. We do have 7. Now, the problem seems to be, and perhaps I'm being sexist, I don't think I am, the girls are the ones who are determined to get an education, and they're the ones that are hiking up that road that we are now traveling, which when it's raining is no picnic, I can tell you. It's mud all the way, and yet they're up here early in the morning knowing that we won't have left yet, and they're asking for our help. So we don't get 25 or 30 boys hiking up that hill asking for help, but we did get that many girls, and so we work with what we've got. It's just 2 of us, and we're working with what we've got. And when Beth was explaining some of our early efforts to help, we had over 100 kids who we were giving just a few hundred pesos, weren't we?
Yeah, 200.
What was it?
200 each.
200 pesos. And the idea was that they would be able to have a lunch when they go to school.
Yeah.
Because a lot of these kids, they're going with a handful of rice, and we wanted them to be able to go out and have what in the Philippines, when you have some meat with something extra than the rice, they call that the dish, and we wanted them to be able to have a dish, no matter how simple, when they had a lunch, not just rice. And that was the idea. But it didn't go anywhere, because what was happening was, as soon as we gave that allowance out, we usually gave it out at church. And as we were driving away from church, we would see the kids down at the sari store.
Yeah, soft drinks.
So they were...
You stop.
Are we stopping?
No, it's okay. Oh, it's okay. No, we're
Not
not.
stopping?
No.
Hey.
I thought because she's like that, so I thought they need.
Yeah, so we would see them at the sari store, and that wasn't really the idea. So yes, we were giving kids a treat, and that's a great thing, but our intention was that they would be able to keep that money, as little as it was, and for a few pesos a day, for a month, they would be able to have a dish. No, it required a great deal more education and coaching for that to happen. So that brought us, and bringing us forward, that brought us to working out, or trying to work out, how best we could help kids to get an education. Beth.
Yeah, so as I said, you know, well,
Over to Beth for the coffee.
Whatever the outcome on the students, it's always been our pleasure. It's always been our honor, you know, to able to help. You know, so like one of the students give us the grade last night, and then she got one failed, you know, but it's still midterm, you know. I'm sure that when it's final, they're able to recover, you know. So she says, "Oh, Ate, you know, I hope you understand. You know, it's just, and I hope that it's not just all our. It's not just that you go with that you go with us. Not just only our what do you call that, achievement, but also on our failure. You know." You know, so it's a kind of
stick with
yeah. And
no
I said,
matter what.
and I replied, I said, you know, no matter what kind of weather, we will always be, you know, go with you, or wherever, you know, what we always been supported you. You know, so that's kind. You know, so I.
We're trying.
You know,
The only time that we've let some kids go, because the attitude was so bad, and unfortunately that was the boys, and it's not a choice on anybody's part. Allow for one thing that I don't understand the language, and I know that I should be criticized heavily and rightly for that, but Beth handles this, and if she says that someone should be let go, then they'll let go.
it's not easy, you know. It's not easy. Like the last one is the boys. You know, they got two boys, and I find out that every time I give the allowance, the neighbor saying, "Oh, if you give the allowance, you just go to the cockpit area, the cockpit, and then the gamble." And then
with their
also,
stepfather, weren't
and then
they?
also the smoking. You know, it's kind of have an unlimited cigarette. You know, so I talked to the group, and I said, "Look, you know, the money that is being given to you, it's not just kind of money from the wind, or you can
It's
easily
not
pick up
spending money.
the leaves, you
Yeah.
know. It's the people that helped on that. They work very hard for it, you know. So we wanted a result. We wanted the outcome, you know, that later on, after a couple of years, 4 years, 5 years, we will able to see you working in a very nice job. It's not just for us, but because it's also for yourself, and also for the family that you're gonna change, you know, because
Pay it forward.
because what we look forward in that is we're helping one student, but it's a kind of multiple, what you call that, multiple, you know. We help one student, and that one student will graduate, and he's gonna help his mother, her father, her siblings, you know, and then later on he's gonna build a family, and that family is already been taken care, because the boy or the girl has already a job, you know. So that's what we're looking, you know. It's a kind of dropping a stone in the water, but the what do you call that, the evaporations is a lot. Is that correct, darling? Is there a
It's close enough. So, yeah, we're hoping We're hoping
Evaporation.
for some evaporation. Okay.
Have a great day. You know, I love you all. Thank you for always with us, and thank you
Yeah,
for all.
and this is a good time to say that we're. I know that we are the ones that are seen to be doing this. Okay, we just arrived at the road. We're the ones seen to be doing, getting the action on. But
it's
we're
not
not the
us.
heroes, you know, we're
It's the
really
people
not.
behind us. Thank you.
It's those who empower us, and we're not, in the main, we're not really helped by fabulously rich people. You know, we're helped by people to feel a responsibility to spread their blessings, and that's what they do. And then we are then empowered to help those, and we try to use that money very, very carefully and make it produce the biggest effect. Thanks for listening. We're here now.
Have a great day and God bless. Bye bye.